So in this particular lesson, we're going to be rewriting our quadratic function in the standard form so that we can find the vertex, and then we'll be able to graph it from there. So the way we do this is we want to factor out a 3 out of the first two terms so that we're left with x squared plus 8x. And then I leave a space here, and then we have our plus 43 out here. So now we can complete the square. And by the way, when the equation is written in this form right here, its vertex is at HK. So if you see a minus sign, then it's just the number that's inside the parentheses. And if you see a plus sign, then it's a negative number there. So to complete the square, we're going to add half of 8 squared. Half of 8 is 4, squared is 16. When you do 16 times 3, that's 48. We just added 48, so we have to take away 48 so that it doesn't change the value. So this is going to be 3, and we're going to factor this perfect square, which is x plus 4. Take the square root of the first, square root of the last, and use the sign that's on B in the beginning. Okay, so then we have plus 43 minus 48 is a minus 5. So our vertex is at -4, -5. So we will first write down what we got here. So we got 3 parentheses x plus 4 and parentheses squared minus 5. Then the vertex is at -4, -5. Then to graph it, we just need a few points. They want the vertex, and then 2 points to the left and 2 points to the right of the vertex. So we're going to graph -4, -5. And then we need to figure out when x is, say, -3. So we'll have -3 plus 4 is 1, squared is 1, times 3 is 3, minus 5 is -2. So at -3, we're at -2, which means at -5, we're at -2. And then let's plug in -2. We have 2 squared, which is 4, times 3 is 12, minus 5 is 7. So at -2, we go up to 7, which means at -6, we're at 7. And then we plot this. And we know it's opening up anyway because the 3 is positive, but that was another thing too. Okay, so let's check it. Okay, so let's try, we'll just try one more really quick. So we start by factoring out that 2 from our first two terms. I leave a little space so I know what I'm going to add. I take half of 6, which is 3, and square it is 9. So I'm going to add 9, which means I added 18. So I have to subtract 18. The reason why it's 18 is because you do 2 times 9. So then I'm going to factor my perfect square, square root, and take the sign at the middle. 17 minus 18 is -1. So our vertex is 3, -1. So we'll go ahead and type in what we have. We have 2 parentheses x minus 3 and parentheses squared minus 1. And our vertex is 3, -1. And then we're going to go ahead and graph this. So first we start with 3, -1. And then we plug in, say, 4. 4 minus 3 is 1, times 2 is 2, minus 1 is 1. So at 4, we're at 1, and at 2, we'll be at 1. So then if we plug in 5, plug in 5, minus 3 is 2, squared is 4, times 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So at 5, we're at 7. 1, we're at 7. I feel like we did that last time. Okay, there we go. And that's the end of the lesson.